Today, I'm traveling from Kampala to Kibale National Park in western Uganda. The trip will take around 6 hours.
This road is Malam Road. The road from Fort Portro to Kibale National Park.
Western Uganda is mountainous, and the dirt roads start to steepen and wind up the hills. Duikers slows down the truck and points out the legendary Rwenzori mountains in the distance. Locals call the Rwenzoris the Mountains of the Moon because of their snow-capped whiteness. Ptolemy first mentions the Rwenzoris in his book called the Geographia, published in 100 AD, as a source of the Nile. After 6 hours, we arrive at the guest house, and Duikers suggests I walk the rest of the way and take in the scenery. As I walk up the hill, I become short of breath, and I remember I am 6,000 feet above sea level and have to acclimate for at least 12 hours before our chimp hike tomorrow. These large-leaf plants are epiphytes and use the host tree for physical support and protection only. They do not derive nutrients from its host. I arrive at the trail end in the guest house dining room. I'm assigned and walk to a quaint thatched hut overlooking the field of famous Ugandan tea. The room is nice. There is no need for air conditioning or mosquito nets as we are high in the mountains. The bathrooms are modern, new, and very clean, but it takes a while for the water to get hot. After unpacking my gear and freshening up a bit, I'm hungry and ready to eat. I walk over to the dining room in the main building and gingerly tiptoe over and by sleeping dogs. I'm the first to arrive at the dining room and look around the place, careful not to disturb the laid-back locals. A woman arrives and sets up my place and service at the table. The afternoon snack is light, a mozzarella, cheese, and tomato sandwich, just enough to tie me over for dinner. After my snack, I head out and explore the area some more. I find a sitting area overlooking the lake and decide it's a good place to take a siesta. As I sit on the bench, I'm serenaded by a rare, lesser-striped swallow, and sit back and enjoy the musical performance.
I think it's going to rain. Let us hurry.
I'm on my way to Kibale National Park, which was created in 1993 as a chimpanzee sanctuary after logging destroyed the surrounding areas. Much of the forest was logged during its first time as a forest reserve, and exotic trees such as pines and eucalyptus were planted. As we drive along the road, we come across a troop of baboons.
Now these are baboons?
Yeah, they have been fighting. You see, if you look at the hand, you watch your side. You are my friend. How was your lunch? The group reader.
We arrive at the park headquarters, and I pay $250 for a permit, with no guarantees of seeing any chimps.
I'm Edison.
Edison, and you're going to be our guide into the jungle?
Yes, please.
And what are we going to see in the jungle?
We're going to try and see if we can locate the chimpanzees in the forest and some other monkeys.
Our guide takes us to a sign and reaches each of the items, stating their importance in wildlife conservation. He reminds us to turn off our camera flashes, as it will not only scare but enrage the chimps. We start our hike at the edge of the jungle, and I'm amazed at how loud the insects are. The air is hot and humid and the ground is wet, slimy, and very slippery, making every step treacherous and a potential sprained ankle in the making. Once again, I'm amazed at how loud the insects are and stop just to listen to their chirping.
And it's a stronger fig. And the stronger figs are put on trees through fishes of birds and monkeys. Then the seed develops a small root which keeps on strangling. When it hits the ground, it grows bigger and bigger. And eventually the host dies. For example, this tree with time will die, and this stronger fig will remain. It's because this is a tropical rainforest, and tropical rainforests have got shallow soils. So the soil nutrients are concentrated near the surface. So they spread out their roots, stop the soil nutrients from the surface. And it also helps to keep them upright from the ground, so that when there is wind, they don't easily fall down. And the chimpanzees use them as a means of communication, display, and charging. For example, if one is lost, he picks it like a drum, then others call and is able to know where they are. But we don't do it to call them because we may indicate something wrong to them and they run away.
We've been walking for a while and come across empty nests, but we don't hear or see chimps anywhere.
Smell urine.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
That's chimpanzee urine.
Urine, chimpanzee urine?
Yes.
Does that mean that they're living in that area?
That means they have been here around here today.
Okay.
Yes.
And they live there for a while and then they move on.
And they move on. They keep on moving from place to place,
Okay.
looking for food.
So I'm in the middle of the Kibale jungle, deep in Uganda, and I'm trekking chimpanzees. My guide has gone off looking for chimpanzees, left me here with a group of people, and hopefully he'll come back. But as you can see, it's really hot and I'm sweating like a pig. Trying to cool down. I've brought 3 bottles of water and I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't know if I'll be able to make it out alive.
The guide is looking for trees that are the source of the chimps' food as they build their nest close by.
And the chimpanzees make different nests every day. So every evening it's a new one, every evening a new one, and in different places.
Okay. So they never sleep at one place for one.
No, they always keep on changing. And they don't use a nest for more than once. It's only once.
Okay. So how many groups of chimpanzees are in this forest?
We have about 13 different communities, but the community we track has about 130 chimpanzees. But to avoid the food competition, they split in small groups. So they don't have families like gorillas, they have parties. They move in small parties. Red ants, and another name is safari ants.
Safari ants.
Yes. That's the elephant poop. And you can see most of the food particles not fully digested because elephants are non-ruminant animals. They don't regurgitate the food.
So elephants are walking in this jungle.
Yes.
How big are they?
Yeah, the same African elephants. We don't have forest species.
Okay,
The
and
same African elephants.
So elephants are walking these same trails as we're walking.
Yes.
We haven't spotted any chimps. So we're going deeper and deeper into the forest and we're going more and more off the beaten path. And as we're doing so, we're running into more branches and stuff. We're all very tired. The girls from Belgium are starting to be way behind me, as you can see. It's taking them a while to catch up.
The guide hears chimp noises and runs off into the jungle. He waves for us to follow him, and we carefully make our way amidst the thick foliage and vines.
I've been trekking down the jungle for about 2 hours and we're not finding any chimps, and so our guide is going deeper into the jungle and higher into the mountain. So we are all getting very tired. Like I said, it's been 2 hours. That means 2 hours up, probably 90 minutes down, and it is 3:20. So nightfall here is 6 o'clock.
Success! We finally find chimps high in the trees,
Right there.
lackadaisically eating figs.
They're going towards the nest.
Because they're so high in the trees, I only see their silhouette, or at best, their butts.
Those three are grooming one another and Chinese grooming.
The reason why children can't come here,
Yeah, one of the reasons is that because when they compare their height and they find that they are taller than those children, they become aggressive. They feel like they should come and attack them. So at least one has to be 12 years to have reasonable height and size.
so what do they do if they get the children
They kill them, and sometimes they open their stomach and remove the intestines
and eat them?
and eat the intestines. Because it has happened like one community, which is not this one actually, another one which is close to the communities. We suspect maybe some people grabbed one of the young chimpanzees,
Right.
and then in revenge, the chimpanzee went and picked somebody's kid and killed and removed the intestines.
Wow.
The experience was anticlimactic and disappointing. After 45 minutes of trying to get a better view, we decide to leave while we still have daylight. More elephant poop, but this is fresher, which means that they are close, very close. And the last thing I want to do is spook an elephant, as there's no place to run. It's starting to get dark, and it may be my imagination, but the insects are getting louder.
It's about 5 o'clock or something, and the sun's starting to go down. It's starting to go down fast, and the guide is picking up pace because he wants to be out of here by sun before dark. I'm tired, and one of the things is you can only see a couple feet ahead of you. You're so busy looking down on the ground, and you can only see about 4 or 5 feet ahead of you. So you really rely on your sense of hearing. And you hear things you've never heard before, monkeys, noises in the background. But the big thing is you hear any kind of big predator moving around. You hear branches cracking or footsteps. Then you pay attention, you look back and you make sure there's no cheetah or leopard or cougar following you. So that's what we're doing. We're kind of moving fast. Well, we were hiking for about 2 hours, or actually no, more like 4 hours in the jungle. And it's like being in a sauna. Just imagine climbing stairs in a sauna. Humidity must be 90, 100%. And I am just soaked, just sweaty everywhere. And we finally got back. It is 5:15. We still have about an hour or so drive back to our hotel. And then we have dinner.
We're back on the road, headed to the guest house near Fort Portal, when we come across another troop of baboons. I'm not sure why, but seeing baboons never gets old, probably because it brings back memories of watching Marl Perkins saying something like, "Just as mother baboons protect her babies, you can protect your children with an insurance policy from Mutual of Omaha."
Now, are they along the road here
Yeah.
because of people feeding them, or they?
No, people, they don't feed them. It's not allowed. But they come and looking for scratching and getting some food and relaxing. There's not a lot of something to eat, but they just come and relax, and maybe they're, even for them, they want to see people.
So they're curious, just like we're curious.
Mm-hmm.
I get back to my thatch-roofed hut and decide to chill out on the porch. It's been a long and eventful day. It's a bit surreal to think that I'm in the deepest, darkest Africa, trekking through the jungle, filming chimps. Kinda wish I had a beer about now. Even more surreal than being in Africa is that I have cell coverage and I'm able to send and receive text messages. I could only imagine what Dr. David Livingston would think if he were alive today. After resting a bit, I get up and I head towards a man cooking in a kettle.
So you're cooking food for your dogs?
Yeah.
I want you to look at the size of these plants. They're huge. Looks like about 2 feet. And they start at the ground of this tree and they go all the way up. And they just cover it. Like, almost like a strangler fig.
The sun is setting and a calm has descended on the valley. Only the birds are to be heard. I see smoke trails as families light up their stoves and cook dinner for the night.
What I've got here is a barbecued goat. What's kava? What's the vegetable?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
You have goat's meat, sweet potato, and millet.
Millet bread.
Millet bread.
After dinner, we sit on the porch and watch critters catch and eat their dinner. Saw a lot of wildlife today, and I'm looking forward to seeing more tomorrow. Since we're getting up early, it's best to go to bed early. It's been a good day. Alhamdulillah.